KSCU Santa Clara presents Robots Attack. Movies, TV, video games, comic books, tech stuff, news, music. If it is geek, it's on Robots Attack. Participate on the show by commenting on Facebook, tweeting them at Robots Attack Me, emailing the show robotsattackshow@gmail.com. Now, Robots Attack.
That's right. Welcome to Robots Attack, Geek Central Talk Show here on KSCU Santa Clara 103.3 FM, the Underground Sound. I am Joe, and with me
is Caleb
and
Jason.
That's right.
Woohoo!
We're here to entertain you on this fine Thursday evening, or fill in the other day, if you happen to be listening to this later on in the future in podcast form. But for now, it is Thursday evening, and we are here to bring you a little bit of tech news, a little bit of movie news, a little bit of comic, video games, all sorts of stuff that we do regularly on Robots Attack. So usually what we like to do is start off with new releases, but first I'm going to ask the two gents here how they're doing.
I'm doing
They're
all
laughing, so they must be doing okay.
Yeah, I'm doing all right. keep it on. Life's not too bad. Little interesting at times, but not too bad. It was what was I playing the other day? Can't remember now.
Must have been good.
Yeah, every so often my brain just like kind of like decides like that wasn't an important detail in your life. I'm like, that's a fair point.
Ever.
Yeah. Found out one of my friends one of my other friends is into League of Legends, which is interesting. I've been tempted to try that one, but I'm not so certain.
Over Dota.
Yeah, one of the people that I've sort of friended has recommended LoL over Dota to begin with because it kind of gets you into the mindset of the game, that game style, before you move up to the something more tactical Dota apparently. Yeah,
MOBAs are all the rage apparently. So
yeah, they're quite the thing.
It's like they're I think probably the biggest like esports stuff right now.
Yeah, it's like that in StarCraft, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's like StarCraft will
be always there.
Yeah, it's like the staple of like whenever someone would mention an MMO, you're like, oh, World of Warcraft. It's like
yeah,
esports. Oh, StarCraft 2, or when StarCraft 3 comes out, StarCraft 3, it'll just tack on whatever the latest number is.
Right. Yeah,
will be
there.
Yeah. But yeah, it's getting bigger and bigger. It's like fills my Twitter feed with most of the gaming people that I follow. So I don't have any desire to jump in just because the horror stories I've heard of like, you could jump on and then probably suck really, really bad. So I'm like, I can tolerate jumping on Call of Duty. I'll stick with that.
Yeah.
That's good enough for me. I don't have enough time to like try and get good at like multiple games. I'm a simple man. I'll pick like one or two and stick with that. So
it's not a bad idea. How about you, Jason?
Let's see. Had tons and tons of work at work lately, so that's been stressful. And actually been helping with the pocketbook a little bit. But other than that, oddly enough, I got into a series called The Wire that's been dead and gone a long, long time. But I absolutely love it. It's very much founded in the roots of a bunch of the old cop dramas that I kind of grew up with. So
yeah, I think it's on most critics' lists of like best television shows of all time.
Yeah, it's pretty well done.
Yeah, when it first aired, I didn't really give it a chance. Like I watched a little bit in passing of like the first episode, and it was just like swear word after swear word after swear word. I'm just like, this is like, so. I mean, it's HBO. It's like, hey, we can swear. So I just got turned off by it. But
Yeah.
I've since like caught little bits and pieces here and there, and it's like, yeah, it's really good. It just at the time,
Yeah.
I think I was just like,
it's all of the swearing stuff is basically just the street level stuff, since it's basically cops trying to set up wires to catch bad guys and drug dealers and whatnot. And so yeah, they definitely well, best I can tell, they make it really realistic on the drug dealer side. And that can be bracing. And it adds certain levels of language to the background of your brain that aren't necessarily welcome either.
yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty real if you step outside. Most people do swear a lot.
It's true.
Especially in that profession, I'd assume. But
yeah.
But yeah, really good stuff. And the thing that's thrown me off the most about it is from season to season they have a theme, and the themes are things I never would have thought of. And the last one that I watched that I just finished was like school kids, but it was really, really good. They got amazingly good like child actors for it also. And
cool.
Yeah, it's really funny seeing a little tiny kid that's maybe like 7 or 8 or something like that, acting all hard on a corner and like talking down to people. But it's done perfectly. It's believable.
Yeah, I want to say I'm blanking on the actor's name, but he's going to be the next Human Torch. I think he's in The Wire. He might not be in the season you're in, but
I'm not sure I've seen him yet, but maybe.
Because it's what?
Yeah, I recognize him from other things. He was in Parenthood, and he was actually really good in that also. But yeah, I'm blanking for The Wire. He must have been one of the younger characters, but
Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah, that's his name. Does it list him as?
Yes, Human Torch. I thought as I found him. Let me check if he's in The Wire.
Oh, okay. It's like I know he's Human Torch.
right.
Or will be Human Torch.
Will be. Soon to be.
But yeah,
yes,
the stuff.
He was in The Wire.
Okay.
What
I'll have
character's
to.
name? Wallace. No Gromit.
No. It's cheese, Gromit. I don't think I can't see him saying that for some reason.
Okay. Yeah. I think I know who that is. I think does it say whether it's what season it was?
It gives the year 2002. It doesn't give what season.
Yeah, that would have been the first season.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, and he was a pretty good character. It's funny, he's so young, it's difficult to even connect the two together. And all the roles that I've seen have been nowhere near like street corner drug dealer types. So, yeah.
He also was in Fruitvale Station.
Yeah.
That was like kind of and Chronicle. Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
interesting. He's been...
Yeah, he was good in Chronicle, too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I was really surprised that they wrote him out of the Parenthood plot. But
maybe he had...
It might have been Chronicle popped up for him or something like that. I have no idea.
It's possible. Now, before we get to new releases again, let's inform the folks with a PSA.
Twilight Yoga in the Park.
Ooh.
Join Walu.
So like vampires, like acting
yoga?
out the book club yoga.
I have no way to know whether that's it or not, but
let's find out.
Yeah, let's find out together. Join the Guadalupe River Park Conservancy and fitness instructor Kristen Strellis for a gentle yoga class designed to improve your flexibility, balance, and relaxation on Thursdays. June 12th through July 17th, 6:15 p.m. through 7:15 p.m. Pre-registration is required. Call 408-298-7657 or visit www.grpg.org.
All right. So we like to start off these new releases with movies in the theater.
Theatre.
Number 1 is Edge of Tomorrow. Lieutenant Colonel Bill Cage, played by Tom Cruise, is an officer who has never seen a day of combat when he is unceremoniously dropped to what amounts to little more than a suicide mission. Killed within minutes, the movie ends. No, Cage now
If
finds
only.
himself inexplicably thrown into a time loop, forcing him to live out the same brutal combat over and over, fighting and dying again, ... and again.
Oh.
So there you go.
Dun, dun, dun,
If you're
dun,
not
dun,
interested
dun.
in sci-fi, maybe you're interested in The Fault in Our Stars. Hazel, played by Shailene Woodley, and Gus, Ansel Elgort, are two extraordinary teenagers who share a wit, a disdain for the conventional, and a love that takes them on an unforgettable journey. Their relationship is all the more miraculous given that they met and fell in love at a cancer support group. I believe it's based on a best-selling novel.
It is.
All right. Then we have Anna. John Washington, played by Mark Strong, is a detective with unique ability to enter people's minds and memories, presumably to help people recall event details pertinent to solving cases. Washington takes on the case of a troubled teenage girl named Anna, who is accused of an attempted triple homicide.
Oh, snap.
To uncover the mystery surrounding Anna and her story, Washington will enter her mind and try to find out the truth. And then last, we have Borgman. A vagrant enters the lives of an upper-class family and quickly unravels their carefully curated lifestyle. I don't think this has anything to do with Down and Out in Beverly Hills with Nick Nolte, but hey, maybe secretly it does somehow.
Possibly. That would be interesting.
Would it? Or are you just saying that? Be honest.
I haven't seen the other one, so I've seen,
So
I've seen
just
either
saying
of
it,
these.
but-
I'm just saying
So
it.
just saying it.
Yeah.
We demand truth for the audience.
Of course. Truthiness is an important aspect of what we do here. So if those don't quite tickle your
Or
fancy,
is it?
you can always maybe expand your DVD and Blu-ray collection, or hit the red box if you prefer that. This week, Lone Survivor dropped on Blu-ray and DVD, based on the stunning true story of a Navy SEAL operation to capture a Taliban leader, but only one member walks away. There is also Attack on Titan Part 1 on Blu-ray.
Oh, wow.
After years of peace, the mysterious and deadly Titans have returned, enormous humanoids with a taste for human flesh. But this time there's something new. Eren Yeager has access to a secret that may give humanity an advantage. But will it be enough? And how does one fight against a giant that wants to eat you? Speaking of eating things, there's Ravenous on Blu-ray. An isolated military outpost in the Sierra Nevadas is beset by bad weather and cannibals. It will take all their
I
combined
hate
strength
it when that happens.
and cunning to survive this winter. And then also, there is RoboCop on Blu-ray and DVD. Omnicorp is looking to expand, and their home soil of the USA is next. But how to bridge the divide between robots and people? The unexpected answer is Alex Murphy, dedicated father, husband, and police officer who becomes gravely injured in the line of duty. While a man and machine are now one, the thing Omnicorp did not count on was just how strong the man and the machine was. Or something like that.
Power of love.
Mm-hmm.
That's the power of...
Now, I have to admit, I have
RoboCop.
not actually seen that one yet, but I think one of my best one-line reviews about it was, there's no crying in RoboCop. If you've seen it, you might. That's probably
So that means there is crying in RoboCop?
apparently. I don't know.
Okay.
Like I said, I
I don't
didn't see.
remember.
I mean, there has to be some crying in RoboCop.
Somebody did.
Even the original.
Maybe he did shed a tear, like just a tear came down or something. Maybe at part. I can't remember, but sounds
That
like
could just
some
be a
just
tear duct
hate.
complication, but
Sounds like some easy hate thrown towards an easy target.
Ka-ching. Hate.
Does that wrap up?
That
the
wraps up
Blu-rays?
the Blu-rays DVDs.
All right, well, I'm going to wrap up the video games with Murdered Soul Suspect for PC, 360, Xbox One, PS3, and PS4. Detective Ronan O'Connor's life is brought to an end when a brutal killer confronts him during a burglary. This detective with a checkered past now finds himself trapped in the afterlife. If you don't know, he gets killed. His only escape from this netherworld of dusk is to bring the truth of his death and his killer to light using his newly developed supernatural abilities. If none of that sounds interesting to you and you just want to play some Worms with guns, there's Worms Battlegrounds for Xbox One and PS4. Worms Battlegrounds features an extensive single-player campaign covering 25 story missions and 10 Worm Ops time attack missions, which are set across 5 stunning environments: Inca, Viking, Feudal Japan, and Industrial Revolution.
Ooh.
With new day-to-night lighting transitions.
Yeah.
We also have for you indie lovers the 1001 Spikes for the PS4 and Vita. Now, I'm almost positive this is coming to Xbox One as well, but
It's just not there yet.
it's just not there yet.
Okay.
Abin Hawkins and the 1001 Spikes is a 2D platformer where you have 1001 lives to beat the game.
Ah,
Then we
interesting.
have, if you're keeping a checklist for Street Fighter 4, add another one to it because now we have Ultra Street Fighter 4 for the 360, PS3, and PC. Continuing the tradition of excellence the series is known for, 5 new characters and 6 new stages have been added for even more fighting mayhem, with rebalanced gameplay and original modes topping off this offering. Now, from what I heard, if you own, I guess, the version before this, you can, there's like an upgrade deal or something.
Well, that's good.
So, and if you say happen to be a, Xbox Gold member, I believe the version before this one is free this month. So, might get you thinking. Then we have Pixel Junk Shooter Ultimate for the Vita. This one might be a free offering if you are a PlayStation Plus member. And last, but definitely not least, PlayStation Vita Pets for the Vita. Think Nintendogs for the DS. It's probably pretty similar.
Okay.
Mhm. I can see that.
Except with cooler haircuts to look trendier.
Here's hoping.
Probably. So, if the games aren't quite your thing, you prefer to
Get out then.
you prefer comic books, we got you covered. Over at DC, you might add this to your pull list or run out there and grab it since New Comics Wednesday was yesterday. There's Swamp Thing number 32. Throwdown between Aquaman and Swamp Thing is told from Swamp Thing's point
Wait,
of view.
what?
Wait, what? Aquaman?
And Swamp Thing, Throwdown. I don't know.
Whoa.
Aren't they both
That's interesting.
environmentally positive?
Supposedly. So, what's going on there?
It's probably one of those Superman.
I'm more environmentally positive than you.
It's probably one of those Superman Batman things where they're like, hey, it's a
Prob-
misunderstanding
yeah.
at first. They fight,
Okay.
and then they're like, wait a minute. Oh, I thought you liked the. Oh, I did. Oh, I thought you hated. Oh.
Superman.
We're
like,
friends now.
I was just clipping my nails. I didn't mean to shatter that car's windshield and kill 13 people with what flew off of the nail clipper.
Superman.
And if you're interested in what Aquaman's side of the story is, you can pick up Aquaman number 31, which was last week. But
What?
there
So
you
that's
go.
how they're doing it.
Mhm.
That's interesting.
That's
Yes.
cheating.
Across town at Marvel Studios, it's Cyclops number 2 as a possibility for your pull list. While his status in the Mutant Nation may have shifted some, Cyclops still wants to have time to reconnect with his son. And nothing reconnects like an intergalactic road trip.
Ooh, yeah.
Then from IDW.
Rigel 7. I hope they go to Rigel 7. Or is it Rigel 6? Or one of the Rigels.
Yeah.
Let's hope they go to Rigel.
Right.
Mhm.
Let's visit all of them.
Mhm.
Right.
Why not? I
Even-
feel bad for
yeah.
1 through 5 that doesn't get any love.
Right.
Yeah.
Even characters named Rigel. Visit all them, too.
I'm on Rigel the 16th.
Exactly.
I'm not sure where IDW is based, but the Maximized number 8 is out this week, and it's Max and Pitt are back together and getting through the outback. Julie and Mr. Gone have a little heart-to-heart while Sarah confronts a talking horse on
Oh.
the side of a building. It's
Hey.
a weird comic, but it's
That
a very
sounds
cool
pretty,
story.
pretty
It's-
on par.
It's right in line with if you read any of the Max stories before
Yeah.
this. Then from Image, it's Witchblade number 175. Now this is a double-sized anniversary issue. And it's also going to kick off a brand new storyline, and so it's going to be an excellent jumping-on place for new readers. Plus, there's a bonus story from about a former bearer of the Witchblade in feudal Japan. And to round out this week's possible comics pull list is Rai number 2. In the distant future of 4001, the city-state of Japan is in balance. The benevolent AI that watches over all is kept in check, whose only enforcer is Rai, the spirit guardian of the rising sun, and the city's one force of law. But this balance is about to be disrupted with a single bullet. A reprint of issue 1 is also out this week. So there you go.
So you can catch
You
up.
can
I
pick
thought
up.
for a second you're like a reprint bullet.
Yeah,
Right.
Whoa,
Don't let
what?
the dude from Watch Dogs anywhere near that place, because there will be problems.
Mm-hmm. So there you go. There's something to consider for your pull lists.
All right, and finally, we have music, and my favorite part because I get to butcher multiple names. So here goes. We've got Echo and the Bunnymen's new album, Meteorites. The 12th studio release for the British band led by Ian McCulloch was produced by Youth. Then we have Dalliance by Gold Bears. This is the second full-length release for the Atlanta indie pop band led by Jeremy Underwood. Then we have Miranda Lambert's new album, Platinum. The fifth full-length release for the country singer features guest appearances from Little Big Town, The Time Jumpers, a Grammy-nominated Western swing ensemble that includes Vince Gill, and Carrie Underwood. Then we've got 50 Cent, Animal Ambition, An Untamed Desire to Win. The first album in 5 years for the rapper features guest appearances from Guardian Banks, Jadakiss, Kid, Mr. Probs, Prodigy, Schoolboy Q, Styles P, Trey Songz, and Yo Gotti. And last we have Clap Your Hands, Say Yeah, with the album Only Run, the fourth full-length studio release for the Philadelphia-based indie pop band led by Alec Onsworth. Features guest appearances from Kid Koala and Matt Berninger from The National. So there you go.
Yeah.
Butchered names and all, some new music. And remember, this isn't everything that released this week because that would take more than our 2-hour show probably to list everything.
Yes.
Take a little
Especially
while.
in comics.
Yes.
Caleb?
Oh my goodness. I have to boil that list down really hard.
Yeah. So if there's something we missed that we should have said, let us know. And of course, how can they do that?
Well, if you want to get in contact with us, we would love to hear from you, and we will give you a shout out on the air as well if you are doing it right now. You can find us on Facebook. You can do either search for Robots Attack or do facebook.com/Robots Attack Show. That will take you right to our page. Or you can head over to Twitter. Our handle is Robots Attack Me, all one word. And then there's always email at robotsattackshow@gmail.com. And finally, if you just want one place to get it all, one place to link to everything, robotsattack.me. That has links to everything we do, including for prior episodes if you want to get caught up.
That is right. So please participate. Let us know your thoughts, your desires. We want to make them part of the show.
Indeed.
So we're going to take a music break and then come back with the news. Speaking of the news.
Yes, there is a nice little story about using lasers as dental tools.
Dental tools?
Yes. And stem cells.
Lasers. And stem cell. Holy cow.
It is an amalgamation of three wonderful things, sort of. I don't know, depending how you feel about your dentist.
I have very deep
All
thoughts
right.
about my dentist.
I'm on the edge of my seat. Is this going to make me fall off?
Well, I mean, if you like 3D and you like Amazon, there might be an interesting twist on the combination of the two.
Oh my gosh, I just fell over.
Oh, man. Caleb just fell over. I guess that means we need to take that music break so he can get back on his chair.
Yes. Wait a minute.
Wow. He
got it
came out
approved.
surprisingly well from the floor. These mics are amazing.
No, he's quick. That's what it is.
Then I guess we don't need to take
No, music break. Let these people a chance to enjoy some music.
Yes, because we've talked a lot.
Mm.
And it gives them a chance to go and check out some of these new releases that we blabbered on about. All right.
Mhm.
While you go and do that and find our Facebook page and Twitter page and respond to us and send us stuff, you can listen to the sounds of Ziggy Marley, his new album, Fly Rasta. We're going to play a track. Last week we played the I Don't Want to Live on Mars. This time we're going to play the next recommended song from the reviewer here at the
I
station.
want to live on Mars.
This one's called Lighthouse. So let's hope. It says that all these songs are clean.
Get yourself to Mars.
Jason is very
I get
skeptical.
yeah,
So-
and I get angered when I hear the cursing.
It
which
is.
is
It does.
It makes
throw
watching
us
The Wire
off.
difficult.
How come no one? All right, let's get to that music here on Robots Attack on KSU Santa Clara 103.3 FM, the Underground Sound. You're listening to Robots Attack. Follow them on Twitter at Robots Attack Me. Email them at robotsattackshow@gmail.com. Like them on Facebook. And check out the website at robotsattack.me.
Want to listen to KSU even when you're not near a radio? Stream us when you want at ksu.org or on the TuneIn radio app or website, and never be without the underground sound.
Alrighty, welcome back to Robots Attack. You just heard Heathers, the track Circular Road from the album Kingdom. We are now entering
News.
That's right. It's the news. And I am going to lead us off with my story about lasers as dental tools and stem cells. So you might be
That
wondering,
sounds boring.
whatever. Scientists have found that a low-powered laser can be used to coax dental stem cells to form dentine. Now, dentine is the material that your tooth is basically made of.
Not the gum.
Right.
Not the gum.
Okay.
No, it is not the gum.
Dentine manufacturers are like pumping their fists right now, like yes.
There's a dentin. DENTIN is
okay.
the material that your teeth are made out of.
I am sorry. Go on.
No worries. They've found that that using the laser can actually trigger the stem cell reaction without having to remove the cells from the body, treat them, clean them up for stem cell usage, and reimplant them into the body. So this is kind of like a new twist on the stem cell idea, since it takes all the stuff you have already in your body and just makes it trigger, which is sort of awesome.
So stem cells like to rave, is what I'm hearing.
Sort of, yeah. They are their party down can make any sort of material in the body, so that's kind of their big claim to fame.
Well, I mean with lasers. Like,
Oh, right, I got you.
Slap your forehead. Slap your forehead.
Don't.
Don't.
So they you cannot regenerate the entire tooth,
Forget. Oh.
but because the elm part is too tricky. But you can get the dentin to grow, and it can help relieve the need for root canal treatments for for some people.
Oh, it's gonna relieve the need for speed.
And it can also help fight bacteria and can help remove the nerve tissue and stuff like that.
Okay.
They're still testing this. It's kind of early stages, but they've proven that it works. So they're just now getting it certified by the National Institute for Dental and Craniofacial Research.
Dang, they sound
Whoa.
important.
Mm-hmm. And the U.S. National Institute for Health.
And Sears. No,
But not Robeck. Or
right.
Whatever.
We're tired of him. Cut
they,
him loose.
they are saying that one of the things that is important is the timing of it, because if you wait too long, then it won't. Then it's too far gone. you can't recover from it. So, still preventative.
The Goldilocks paradox.
Right.
Preventative steps are best taken beforehand, and ideally, if you can avoid needing this in the first place, then you're that much further ahead. But now it looks like there is a way to kind of help your body recover after it's been a little bit further along than maybe it wanted to be. So there you go, something to look forward to.
I will. I'm going to try and lose a tooth just in
if
time.
you happen to be in the bad situation.
Mhm.
Right. Yeah. Well, possibly a good situation is coming up on June 18th. Amazon, famous for its making of Kindle and Kindle Fire and Kindle TV and
So do we
various Kindle devices.
Are we going to have to make a bumper for our show like Amazon, another step, or Amazon rules the world?
Right, something like that. Amazon is taking steps into the cell phone market. It's been rumors for a long time that they were going to do this, and the general idea was that they were going to go with sort of a Cadillac style of phone and kind of a stripped down, cheap style of phone.
Makes sense.
So sort of what Apple did recently with the 5? They
The
made
5 and
the
the 5C.
5C. Like,
Yeah, kind of the same idea. But
here's the one everyone wants. Here's the one no one wants, apparently.
Well, I mean, the
But it
thing
fills a
is,
price
Amazon
point.
specifically,
Yeah.
they've done really well with the price point devices. Like
Yeah,
Kindle.
I can see
So-
that. It is sort of funny with Apple. Like,
Yeah.
hey, we're
Yeah.
offering you this inexpensive. What? We don't
Well,
want
it's funny.
that.
Like I know somebody at work who scooped one up like right away. So
Yeah.
yeah.
It's weird.
Well, anyway, we're getting off topic. We're talking about
of Apple
Amazon
with an
cell
A.
phones.
Amazon with an A.
So it sounds like the Cadillac quote unquote version of their phone. It's going to have some pretty crazy stuff on it. Biggest of which is going to be glasses-free 3D. It's going to have
Pulling a 3DS.
right.
Ah.
It sounds like they're going at it a little bit different way, and they're using a technology. Well, best people can tell from the specs of the phone. They're using a technology where multiple cameras end up telling where your facial position is, and then the phone makes up a 3D image that is really 2D, but it's reacting to your face moving around the phone, and so it ends up giving the idea
effect.
of a 3D image.
So it's kind of a parallax effect.
Yes, exactly like that, unless it's not, in which case it's nothing like that. But yeah, it sounds like something like that. But the thing is, the phone is actually spec'd for 4 of these cameras.
Whoa.
And so it's kind of overkill for that by itself. And Amazon just released a little YouTube video that we'll have links to. That it's basically people reacting to the phone. It doesn't show the phone at all. It's just people like giggling with glee about the phone. So so apparently people like it, and we know it's 3D, but the speculation is that
It's VR.
sort of, in a way. Well, not really.
Ah.
But that the extra couple cameras might allow it to do something where it does eye tracking. So between the two of them, you can start doing some kind of crazy things and have a lot of control of your phone with just holding it with one hand and doing a button click while your eyes are doing the work. But it's pretty deep speculation, and we'll know for sure in just like a week anyway. But it is kind of funny just watching all of these people absolutely enjoying this what looks like a completely normal cell phone from our angle. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
All right, and that was when was it? The date again?
June 18th
Oh, okay.
is when they're doing the actual unveil.
Ah, okay.
Ah.
Well,
So-
here's something you don't have to wait the 18th for. You can do it right now.
Nice.
Are you an animal lover who wants to help homeless animals find their forever homes but have limited time to volunteer? You can join San Jose Animal Advocates, a local nonprofit that is building a community network to help find living, foster, and forever homes for pets in our local shelters. With your help, we can save countless animals. All it takes is a few clicks, and you can share their stories with your network of friends. It's easy. Join them at sjanimaladvocates.org or look for them on Facebook. All right, so from phone tech to hard drive tech.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
That's not a story that I typically hear from you.
Strap yourself in, boys.
Okay.
It's going to get crazy.
I'm excited.
It's going to get
Hold on.
extreme.
Okay.
SanDisk announces Extreme Pro SSDs aimed at gamers.
Okay.
PC hardware manufacturer SanDisk announced a new gamer-focused line of solid-state hard drives at this year's Computex in. I'm going to ask Jay for the pronunciation of this city in China. Is it Taipei?
Taipei.
Taipei. Okay. Almost. Damn. Rewind. Do it again. Taipei. Okay.
We had a typo
Meh.
on
That was good.
an audio
That was good.
type. Anyway.
That's something. Anyway, the Extreme Pro Series, set to go on sale in June, comes with an industry-first 10-year warranty and boosts
Whoa.
what SanDisk claims is increased reliability over the life of its new drives. The manufacturer is claiming greater performance consistency over multiple competitors per PC Mark 8 benchmarks. Solid-state hard drives provide significantly faster performance than traditional platter-based drivers and conserve power on devices like notebook PCs. It's not going to be cheap.
No, I hope
But-
not.
Probably not, yeah.
If you're interested, this is the month. And this could be the next step in hard drive craziness, especially since now the Xbox One supports
Yeah.
external hard drives. You can swap out the hard drive inside the PS4.
Yeah, and having a speedy hard drive for that would definitely be quite nice.
Mhm.
So, way to go, SanDisk.
Well played. Well played. So,
Segue.
from the next wave of
Ooh, I like it so far.
hard drive technology to the
Ooh,
next wave of understanding the internet, which runs on hard drives.
Go.
Yes.
Okay.
I like it.
Okay.
All right. Yes.
So the Secret Service, Department of Homeland Security, and a few other people have been working on a new kind of program that will that scans. Like most of these people are looking across the world to see, like across the internet, like where might something be going wrong or something about to happen. Like some people like the
to find the best Colombian prostitutes.
No, to find people that are possibly making threats or
Looking for something relevant to you?
No, I don't. I think it was Colombia. There were like a couple instances of like the Secret Service being busted for bringing like prostitutes into
Oh,
their
wow.
hotel rooms or something.
I remember hearing something about that also.
yeah.
Yeah,
This is we need to find a better program.
Yeah.
completely different. But the thing that makes this particular search algorithm a little bit more interesting is that it also will pick up the semantical meaning of the words. It's not just famously, like some guy got like kicked off of a flight from London to somewhere because he made a tweet that effectively said, "I'm going to go someplace that's going to be the bomb." Well, the search algorithms that they were using before read the bomb and flagged him as a possible terrorist. This algorithm now will detect when you have made a very poorly chosen joke as opposed to an actual bomb threat.
Okay.
So what this thing does is
That sounds important.
yes. This algorithm,
Especially since I have a tendency to be sarcastic every once in a while.
Yeah, this one will detect sarcasm. And doesn't need to roll high for it either. It actually apparently does a really good job at it.
Nice.
So I need to install that into my brain somehow because my ability to detect sarcasm is quite low.
And we enjoy that.
Yes, it is. There is a certain amount of abuse and use that happens through that, but it's not just sarcasm. It's just that happens to be one of the main things they're using it for, because they're
Right.
wanting to weed out the false positives from the from their threat detectors, so that they don't, take some poor guy who wants to he's going to a big party in the States, which
No.
is going to be the bomb as a bomber. So,
Yeah.
or
Just trying to enjoy himself.
yeah, it's things like that they're trying to they're working on ciphering through. So that's kind of interesting.
No, that's very
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah. I hope it works.
Yes.
Might be something handy.
It'll never work.
Well,
My sarcasm is too
It'll-
strong.
it'll get abused, and then something will happen. They'll find a trick around it.
Right. Double sarcasm. Anyway, if you're looking for tricks around using your Xbox One controller on other devices, well, Windows has your back, apparently.
Cool.
Microsoft just got the ability, or just gave you the ability, to download the drivers for the Xbox One controller onto your PC devices. And so now you can actually game with what I view as probably the most stellar controller out there, but I'm kind of partial.
Mhm. It's pretty good. That is really. I remember when that they, for the 360, they had an adapter you could use to hook that up, and I thought
Right.
that was pretty slick in and of itself. But one that you just need a driver, that's
Yeah.
even that one step better.
Yeah, the unfortunate side is that you need to use a USB connection in order to use it for that. But I'm sure it'll be just a matter of time before they have another device like the previous one.
Yeah, they'll let you use the wireless.
Right.
Because, like the 361 was like, you could use your wired controller, and then, or you could buy that dongle, so you
Mhm.
could use a wireless one.
Yeah.
But yeah, it seemed to be the controller of choice for PC players.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I heard a few people that play their Steam games that way.
Yeah. Although the DualShock 4 is rising in popularity, it's supposedly a lot better than DualShock 3, which isn't saying a whole lot because
Mm-hmm.
But it's classic.
I did actually get a chance to try one out at a friend's house the other day, and it was pretty solid. It seemed like it had good response. The buttons were nice and good.
better
tactile.
than the DualShock 3.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
The triggers are usable.
The lower triggers are still sort of squishy in my opinion, but
That's
they're
interesting.
not bad.
That's good.
Well, the game we were playing wasn't much one that used triggers, so very
okay,
much.
so
So
you didn't
I
have
can't
to-
be as informed about
It
that
wasn't
one.
like a shooter or something where you
Yeah.
really needed to
Mm-hmm.
rely on those triggers.
Yep.
Well, this has nothing to do with triggers, but maybe it'll trigger some bad mojo for whoever decides to take this on. In our continuing coverage of the Ant-Man
Saga.
movie saga debacle, I've got a story here. Another director passes on Marvel's Ant-Man. Rawson Thurber won't be helming either, it seems. Another day, another director bows out of directing Ant-Man, this time in the form of Rawson Thurber.
Mm.
Best known for his work on Dodgeball, a true underdog story, as well as last year's surprise hit, We're the Millers. I remember when we were doing like the top 10 in the box office, that one was in that top 5
Yeah,
very
it held in.
consistently.
Yeah.
This is Infamous is now reporting that Thurber has turned down the opportunity to direct Marvel's upcoming flick. A range of other names have been linked to the project as well, including Anchorman's Adam McKay and Zombieland's Ruben Flesher, though both have since apparently turned down the opportunity to take the reins on the film following Edgar Wright's abrupt departure.
Wow.
Seeing as the studio is still promising to keep the movie on schedule for a July 17th, 2015 release, the pressure is really on to find someone sooner rather than later. So many big names reportedly jumping ship, however, it's looking increasingly like a poison chalice.
Mm.
Well, yeah, after you effectively can somebody like Edgar Wright, it ends up making it difficult for somebody to follow.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Sort of wonder too if it's like, I don't know if these sort of friends or mutual respect, blah blah, and are kind of like,
Yeah.
oh, they dumped him, I'll pass.
What's it going to be like for me if I try to step into that? Or, I don't. Yeah, definitely. Interesting to see what happens with that. I hope
Really?
What?
No, he sounded genuinely interested.
Really?
I thought so.
I need that machine now. So, from Ant-Man segue.
Well, if you're in the market for other movies,
I think Caleb. Who had the better segue? Who do you think you have the better segue?
mine might be a little bit more direct. From Ant-Man to
Ant-Man?
Doctor Strange.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty.
I fold my phone.
Yeah.
It doesn't actually fold, but
That would be impressive.
It doesn't flip.
right. Well, I guess I could, but I don't want to.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
you don't want to do that. So we're pulling in the more obscure characters from the Marvel Universe with Ant-Man and Doctor Strange. They are still popular, but they've never quite hit the mass market appeal that
Because
the
they're
X-Men have.
odd.
They are.
Yeah.
They're kind of quirky characters, especially Doctor Strange, because Doctor Strange
Is named Doctor Strange.
Well, there's that. But his main thing is that he is a mystic, whereas most of the other heroes of Marvel Universe are science. So he's kind
Including
Science!
Thor, ironically enough.
of... Yeah, well, yeah.
Or
So-
oddly enough.
There you go.
I'm not sure if there's much irony in Thor.
There's a lot of thorium, but that's a different issue entirely.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
I think that is an element, but I'm not positive. But the main thing that makes that why I brought this up is because they have announced a director. It is Scott Derrickson. He is best known for kind of more of the horror films. He did The Exorcism The Exorcism of Emily Rose and Sinister were his kind of
Okay.
most successful films to date.
They got me with Sinister, so
I'm
in.
yeah,
Even if it sounds strange.
So there.
Man.
I'm actually kind of excited about that because there is a certain like weird horror aspect of some of the Doctor Strange storylines because like it's a lot of demons and ethereal creatures and stuff like that. So like I could see him being a good choice to kind of play up some of the more odd aspects of the story while still keeping it sort of like human level, which I think is kind of cool. He does have one sort of dark mark in his filmography, which is Day the Earth Stood Still remake. So we shall see what happens when he has a different property. But this one sounds like it's more within his wheelhouse in terms of what it can do or what he can do with it. So there you go.
Yeah, the main problem with that movie is it just didn't have any like flash to it. It seemed like it was technically like fairly well done, it seemed like, but it's just not all that fun.
Yeah, it's not quite the same.
But speaking of fun,
yes, fun.
If you want some fun, go to the movie theaters this August. And if you might have a chance to see something that you've never seen before, especially if you're one of the youngins compared to us. The 30th anniversary of Ghostbusters is coming up, and so they're re-releasing it, remastered, to over 700 movie theaters nationwide.
Nice.
Which nation's kind of big, so I don't know if that actually means one will be close. I'm hoping so, because actually seeing this movie on the big screen again sounds pretty rad to me.
Agreed.
But yeah, they are giving it all of the tweaks and updates in order to get it to look nice and pretty on our nice new flashy screens compared to ye olden day. So hopefully it doesn't look completely fuzzy.
Well, they did a similar thing with come on, brain. The
Frozen?
when they brought back Indiana Jones and
Yeah,
Raiders of the Lost Ark, that cleaned up really nicely.
It
You
was
could tell-
pretty good.
Yeah,
it
you
was
could tell
pretty good.
it was not like the new super clean film stock, but they did a really good job of it, I thought.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah.
Stop it.
No, I'm actually really psyched about this. I've been looking forward to them trying to do something like this for a long time, and I'm actually really surprised that I shouldn't be, because the movie's 30 years old, like by fact, but I'm surprised that it came up so quickly in a weird sort of way.
Right.
So,
Hmm.
yeah.
Very cool.
cool. Speaking of things that are cool on
Yeah.
KSU Santa Clara 103.3 FM, the Underground Sound. Next week is E3. So this story,
That sounds
if I don't do it now, will be lost
Mm.
in the ethers of time.
in the E3ers.
There you go. Nice. Robin Williams' daughter Zelda is, quote, doing something extra special at E3. Actor Robin Williams' daughter Zelda Williams will be doing something extra special at E3 next week. She
Is
announced
she
it on
gonna
her Twitter.
cosplay as Zelda?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
Um,
That would be pretty good too.
She hasn't given away any. She just whatever involvement with the show is, it's going to be a surprise. Quote, I'm going to guarantee you it's not what you think, she said. So it's
so
probably
nothing to
not
do
that.
with Zelda. Okay.
Now, Zelda Williams is named after the famous fictional princess, and her father, Robin Williams, have been featured in Nintendo marketing material before. It's likely that she'll factor into Nintendo's E3 plans in some way, perhaps to talk about the upcoming Zelda game for Wii U,
Okay.
but we don't know. Now, Nintendo is not holding a traditional press conference at E3, though the company will host a special video event. They did this last year.
Yeah.
A Nintendo digital event on Tuesday, June 10th at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I think they like sprinkle stuff out throughout the week or something. They do little things. They don't do like a press conference like Microsoft and
Yeah.
Sony do. So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it still surprises me that they're doing that again. But it sounds like they have something up their sleeve, so
Ears open.
yeah,
yeah.
I'm sure.
I had no idea that Robin Williams was like that big of a Nintendo fan.
Yeah.
Seriously, who knew?
Well,
Yeah.
apparently his daughter.
Well, yeah, there'd be some hints
Yeah.
in there.
And I know Steven Spielberg is a big gamer.
Oh, yeah. I had no clue about that.
Um,
What's his favorite game right now?
Oh, I have no idea. But he made, dang, what's that block game?
Oh, Boom Blocks?
Boom Blocks, yeah.
Oh, right.
He helped
Mhm.
on in that. And then obviously he's getting involved in the Halo
Mhm.
stuff for the Microsoft TV thing going on. But yeah,
Right.
they've showed pictures of him wandering around E3 usually and stuff. So
Oh, that's cool. I would.
Nice.
Huh. Steam. Although it
What
is,
are
it-
you?
it
I
is sort
think
of-
I saw him.
No, it's just it's sort of interesting because that's in a lot of ways kind of the future of one of the futures of storytelling is video games in a lot of ways, and they're so cinematic at this point that it doesn't surprise me that there'd be someone that entrenched in cinema like showing up going, "What are they doing over here? This looks interesting."
yeah.
He should like salvage a title of his and make an AI video game, and then maybe it'll be like the best thing ever. It would definitely be unique.
It would.
Special, maybe a special edition
Right.
version. The $200 special edition version, you get like the lamp.
I'd want the teddy bear, but
Well, yeah, but I mean, for the I'm
Well, we're not
special,
gonna
I'm
get it.
unique
oh, okay.
edition, it's him swinging. I think it was a lampshade or something around at something. So
Yeah, it's totally gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's right there.
it's right
ready,
up there.
raring to go.
It's right up there with Sony and Microsoft teaming up to make the next generation of console together.
That's probably not gonna happen. I'm
So,
guessing.
So it's right
It's
up
like,
there with that. It's right
why
on that
all of this
list.
fighting? I mean,
Let's
we
just
could
come
own
together.
we can own this world We can
We could rule it as
Rule it.
competitor and son.
together, yeah.
If only you knew the power of the PS4.
Why is that the dark side? Come on now.
Ooh, it's true.
Or the power of the Xbox One.
That's actually better in my view. I mean,
They're both black rectangles that sit underneath your larger black rectangle.
That's true. That's true.
and they make a lot of sounds.
That's true.
Both
as
of
If
them.
they do that, you need to take it back to the repair shop because your fan is probably busted.
No, it's
That's
working
true.
good.
That's true.
That's how
as
I know
well.
it's really going great. Is when
Maybe
it
it's
makes that
true.
noise.
Maybe that's true for you.
Oh,
Lot of
maybe
truth.
you.
A lot of truth. So, do we have any more stories that we want to throw out?
I think I'm good
into
for
the
this week.
land of the audio world.
I think I'm good for now too. I mean,
Okay,
I'll stay.
you'll stay. Will you stay too, Caleb?
I'll stay.
Yes. All right. So that means we're going to take another music break. I'm going to play the band Leisure Cruise, the track Sailing from the album Leisure Cruise here on KSU Santa Clara 103.3 FM, the Underground Sound. We'll be back with more Robots Attack. Stick around for more. You're listening to Robots Attack. Follow them on Twitter at Robots Attack Me. Email them at robotsattackshow@gmail.com. Like them on Facebook. And check out the website at robotsattack.me.
The 38th annual San Francisco Free Folk Festival is approaching quickly. Not only will there be several folk acts, but music and dance workshops and family activities will also be held at this exciting event. Most popular workshop of all is the Beatles Sing-Along. You won't want to miss it. Join the fun on June 21st and 22nd from noon to 10 p.m. or visit www.sffolkfest.org for more information. Hope to see you there.
Alrighty, you just heard Jason's sultry tones. But before that was the Casket Girls with Chemical Dizzy. And the album was True Love Kills the Fairy Tale. And before that was Leisure Cruise with the track Sailing from the album Leisure Cruise. We are now going into...
You are now entering the core. Enjoy your stay.
That's right, we're in the core, and Caleb's got some topics for us.
That's right. We're going to lead off with one that I find really interesting, but may not be interesting to everybody, but it's good be good for the future. It is the a wrap-up of the keynote address from the Apple Worldwide Developers Conference, or WWDC. This is the
Not the fruit.
not
I think
the fruit.
I
This
think
is
it's
the-
interesting because you're always supposed to know your enemy.
It's very clever.
So the
So go on.
this is where they
He's taking notes, too.
They highlight all of their new platform changes, new OSs, changes to Mac OS, iOS, etc., etc. Sometimes there are hardware announcements, but not this time. This one's all software.
Okay.
Uh,
So their software changes.
One of the big things they are touting is a feature called Continuity, which is a feature that allows you to sync access across macOS and iOS devices for files. So, for example, you start a spreadsheet or word processing document, and as long as you have the correct app on your iOS device, you can just swipe up from the either the home screen or from even the lock screen, and it will take you into the app and the file that you were just working on at the place where you left it.
But how does it do it?
Magic. They didn't go into the details of that particular in this section because this is where the
Magic works for me.
the keynotes where they also talk to the press. So like, you know, also if you were like doing a last minute change to your presentation, but you have to run to catch a train, you can just slide it over onto your device and keep going. They also are going to be allowing sync through the iCloud Drive, which is a very Dropbox-like service that they are adding to their to their cadre of to their portfolio, I should
Of
say.
thingies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Then there's gonna lead off with iOS 8, which is where more of the changes are happening, and all of you Android users will probably be grinning smugly as you have been using you've had some of these features for a while now, but are now over here, and they are a little different. They use the slightly more tighter security model that Apple likes to use on their apps. But anyways, there's lots of new features. There's a couple of notable ones. There's extensions, which is a way to expand the interoperability of apps while still protecting their sandboxes. So, like, say, it's not unlike the sharing feature within Android where you want to take a piece of text or a web page or whatever and share it into another app. That's now a much easier thing to do, and the app writers can now put those extensions into their app so that you can quickly share around the
So
system
it's cut
itself.
and paste, or
No, it's more like when you're in an app, there's a button to share it, and on Android, like, you can tell it to go to buffer, tell it to go to take
All
whatever
multiple.
the big list of
a big list
thingies.
of things.
Yeah.
Now
Now Apple can do that.
now on iOS, the app makers can write that into their app as well, where you can put a charm in the or an icon in the share list, so that you can now share it to Pinterest. Share it, with less clicks, you can now do what was
Okay, that's cool.
it's cut and paste streamlined, which is what it always had. It was even for Android, but that's a different issue entirely.
Okay.
The other nice side benefit of the extensions is that they are now going to offer the ability for non-iOS standard keyboards. So SwiftKey and those of its like will now be an option for iOS users as well.
Yeah, I heard that people were pretty psyched about it.
Mm-hmm. I'm looking forward to trying it out. So I mentioned that the extensions to the share menu, they are adding a hands-free auditory command for Siri, so you can just you just say "Hey Siri," and then it will pick up what you're trying to say and process your request. They are also adding Shazam ID as part of the Siri API. So they're actually this release will start increasing the number of things you can do by voice with Siri.
Okay.
So that's kind of cool. They've added several new API libraries, and if that doesn't sound exciting to you, that's the API libraries are what developers use to make their apps do all the awesome things that you think they should be doing. API is application programming interface. That's kind of acronym soup, but the main thing is like they're one of the new ones is HomeKit, which allows integration with smart home appliances, lights, security systems, garage door openers, and so forth.
Okay.
These are also going to be integrated with Siri control, voice control, and you can group them by type and command. So like one of the examples I gave during the keynote was, say, get ready for bed. And you can make sure your garage door is closed, your front door is locked, the system is armed, and your lights are in your living room dim, and they go or they turn on the reading lamp in your bedroom. All like it does that all with one command. That's the idea.
Okay.
That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. And they aren't, and it's not a proprietary thing. They weren't out to people that are making these smart home devices and they're saying, we want to work with you. Here's what we're planning.
It opens up the toolbox for allowing it. Okay.
Another toolbox that they have put in the hands of developers is HealthKit, which is a way to collect all of the sort of health information, the pedometer, if you have any external devices.
Oh, okay.
So like your Fitbit and all that other stuff, instead of just existing in the Fitbit app. Like, say you had a Fitbit and a smart scale and maybe a Bluetooth heart blood pressure monitor.
Okay.
You could now, instead of having to go through all three apps to find all the information, you just need one app, or they all can integrate with HealthKit, so you can gather all the information together in one place. So they're just making it's a smart way, a better way of bringing all this information together for anyone that wants to use it. And they also mentioned an app by the Mayo Clinic where, like, depending on what your readout is for things, like they can like actually go check against your profile with your doctor, like is this like say it's the blood pressure monitor is like is this normal, does he need to be worried, do we need to call him, say what's going on, or it allows more smarter interactivity between your medical professional and yourself.
Okay.
They have a new thing called Metal, which is a high performance 3D graphics programming language. It basically makes the games go faster. They can do more things with less power, less code, leaner, meaner, faster.
Okay.
They also added two, and that's kind of more for like the people that that when you do like Infinity Blade and things like the actual 3D games.
Mm-hmm.
They also expanded the Sprite Kit idea, which Sprite Kit is like a 2D, more of a 2D based kind of casual gaming focused kit, and they've added Scene Kit, which takes the same basic ideas as Sprite Kit but makes them 3D. So you can now have like a 3D view version of a casual game, like so kind of expanding what app developers can do. Then Touch ID is now being expanded to be used by third-party apps. So if you have like a password manager or your banking site can now be unlocked with your thumbprint or your fingerprint. Messages got some pretty cool improvements. They now have a way to drop out of conversations and that are going on, like say like someone's planning something but you can't go, but you don't want to know what everyone else is going to say about it. You can drop out of it. Or if you are planning on going but you're like got to do things, not want your phone buzzing all day, you can now set it to do not disturb, so you keep all the information but it doesn't try and like ping you every single time someone replies. And also the dictionaries are context sensitive. So say you're writing an email to a person that you're a business partner or a business associate, like it can keep it a little bit more professional, a little bit more business-y. Like meeting has been canceled, moved, meeting because they added a predictive dictionary to the keyboard system. So as you're typing, it's not just auto completing, it's actually going to like guess the next like 2 or 3 words that you might want to type. So as you're typing like new meeting at, and then it'll actually like give you words that would complete your sentence, not just the word itself. So kind of cool. And it will be like, it can be more professional or more lax. Like say you're talking to your friends and it will like know like when you're being more relaxed or professional. So it will adjust its suggestions accordingly. Kind of cool. Then there is the new Mac OS, which is called Yosemite. It's
not a cat.
It's Yosemite.
They changed from cats with the last version, which was Mavericks. They're now naming them after famous places in California.
Okay. Right.
They simplified the UI and made it more iOS like. It still feels like Mac OS, but they've streamlined aspects of it so it's more in line with iOS. Safari is where you'll find most of these changes. They have now a unified search and URL bar. There's a new tab view, which is kind of cool, where they actually will stack the tabs up as cards in a drawer, and the ones that are related to one site, they get grouped together. Like say you're like reading it, like you're on a news site and you've opened several stories from that news site. It'll clump them all together, so you can like say you're done with that whole group. You can just dismiss them as one, as opposed to going individually and dismissing them.
Oh, okay.
And again, improved sharing options because of the because of the extensions. And also Safari has been designed to improve battery life for whatever device it's on, be it laptop or handheld. And they've also made a lot of changes to the App Store. They've improved searching. They've improved discovery. They now have like the search, instead of like bringing in just a list of things and then when you tap the one and then you go in, you slide sideways to see everything. Like they now make it one long vertical list that continually scrolls until you find what you're looking for, which is kind of smart. Kind of and also the search algorithm is based on the new predictive engine. So it's like they're trying to be more proactive about what you're really looking for and give it to you. Then the new discovery thing is like, instead, like, right, currently there's not a really easy way to sort of get into a group of apps like productivity or games or free or what have you.
Okay.
And so now you can actually, like, they'll give you a list of all the different categories, and like, I'm looking for that news app. Oh, there's what was it called again? News. Oh, it's one of these reader apps, and you can find it that way. They also have improved the parental controls. Now if you like have, say, given your youngling a device that has your account on it that's open per se, but they now, whenever they try to buy something, it will ping your device. Like, say you have an iPad, you have the iPhone, and it will say, blank person, your child wants to buy this thing in this game. You can say yes or no. So there's less of the, your child just spent $5,000 on this game. You didn't know about it, but now you've been charged. It's like, aha. So they've cut that out.
That's good.
Mm-hmm. And finally, Apple decided to write a new programming language, because what they've been using so far has been Objective-C, which was developed in the 80s, and it was based on regular C, which was developed in the early 70s. So by computer years, it's practically a dinosaur. It's still very efficient. It's very good at what it does, but there's a certain cruftiness to the language itself. It has a lot of the syntax has a lot of paradigms which are weird. It's like they existed for the, and
I hate crufty paradigms.
they were good for the time in which they were created, but they aren't they don't reflect the more modern sensibilities and more modern.
It's okay to say that you're not. It was fine, but they've made something better.
Yeah,
you don't need to. It's cool.
Yeah, it looks more like JavaScript. It's got it's shorter. More, you can do more with less words.
Okay.
And it also makes it easy to include the Apple built-in libraries, Cocoa and Cocoa Touch, which is what sort of the interface glue of macOS and iOS is.
Oh, okay.
And this is all going to be coming in the fall to everybody. Currently, developers.
Even me?
Well, if you bought an iOS if you bought an Apple device, yes. But you're not going to do that.
You don't know that.
Ooh, that sounds like a challenge. Throw down.
If I had an extra $600 laying around, I might buy something on the low end of their stuff.
So like the developers now have the beta version, and the final version will be released in the fall.
Okay.
So
yeah, it sounds like they've recognized that developers like to make games for iOS, so they're introducing some more things for them.
Mm-hmm.
And it sounds like they're kind of opening up themselves a little bit more. Not perhaps not as open as Android, but they're
right.
a little more. They've
made the interoperability of apps a lot an actual thing, as opposed to just a glimmer in someone's eye. It's actually like, yeah, this is something you can do now.
Like, no, before you had to do all of this stuff. Now it's like, okay, you don't have to check all these things off, but we'll allow some things.
They do still try to do their best to keep the apps isolated, so that if something does go weird or malicious, it doesn't bring down the whole system, or create other apps to crash because this other one crashed. Like they're trying to keep everything buffered well against one another, but now they can actually like talk to each other via like cans and string, apparently, or something like that.
Yeah. In a way, it's a little bit like how with the Xbox with Microsoft, they're pretty much like you have to use kind of their stuff for the most part, or kind of go through their thing. And then Sony was a little more, you got a Bluetooth headset? Sure, use it. I mean, they've changed some things now on both sides, but, it was funny how they were kind of similar in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
but that's cool. It sounds like if you're and I'm sure in the fall, the rumblings probably a little bit before of, hey, here's a new fill-in Apple product here, and you can take advantage of all this new stuff that.
Or when CES rolls around, they usually have an announcement around that time as well. So there might be new devices around then, or holidays.
CES is like
in January.
Yeah.
So actually,
I would hope they'd want to announce something before, because you said this is coming out in
all the
fall.
So there probably will be another product announcement in the fall, which is hardware as opposed to software.
Yeah, at least some new thing to like maybe show off. Stuff. But
probably.
Anyway, good stuff. If you're an Apple aficionado, we just crammed a whole bunch of Apple goodness into your body. You just got all your Apple essential vitamins and minerals.
Right. I hope you like malic acid because
you just got a lot of it. Speaking of a lot of things, are you interested in free radio time? KSCU loves to broadcast announcements about local nonprofits and government agencies. Email traffic@kscu.org with information on services or upcoming events, and we will consider making an announcement for your organization. All right. We're going to take a quick music break, come back with some more core topics of Robots Attack here on KSCU Santa Clara 103.3 FM, The Underground Sound. I'm going to play a solo album from, man, this guy doesn't really do a whole lot, it seems like, but, he's the Blur, Gorillaz, but...
that guy.
Yeah, that guy. It just doesn't really seem like he's doing a whole lot.
He should do more.
Damon Albarn. I'm going to play the track Lonely Press Play from a solo album, Everyday Robots.
Oh,
nice. It works.
Apropos or something, maybe.
Yeah,
very.
We'll find out. Hopefully, this song is good. Otherwise, they'll be rioting in the streets of Santa Clara with all 7 unique people listening. All right, let's get to that music. We'll be right back with more Robots Attack. You're listening to Robots Attack. Follow them on Twitter at Robots Attack Me. Email them at robotsattackshow@gmail.com. Like them on Facebook. And check out the website at robotsattack.me. All right, welcome back to Robots Attack here on KSU Santa Clara 103.3 FM, The Underground Sound. We're in the core.
We are winding it even tighter.
Oh, yeah.
Stop it.
The music break, we talked about Apple and all the things that they're doing and coming out with in the fall. Now we're moving on to the far and away and a long time ago, apparently. There is no actual record yet, but maybe this new episode will determine the timestamp date of the next Star Wars film.
Yeah,
what we are talking about.
Yeah, a whole bunch of stuff came out about Star Wars in the last little while, and we're certified Star Wars geeks.
Including the rant from J.J. Abrams about the leaked photos.
Right.
And how he went on a rampage and started beating people with sticks and, right? Or maybe
I wouldn't be surprised.
Maybe all of
I can
that,
imagine.
Except that.
Yeah, if he had that as like some big plot point that he wanted to be a surprise, and they just spoilered it out for everybody. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and venture into spoiler territory anyway, and make Abrams angry at me.
Oh boy!
What?
Yeah, the Millennium Falcon is confirmed going to be in the next Star Wars movie.
Who would have thought?
Because they're making one.
Yeah.
And
thought the Millennium Falcon would be in Episode 7.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, with Han Solo in it.
Yeah.
Because why would?
Yeah, it's like maybe if this were the prequels.
Well, I can imagine it being like a big reveal at some point during the movie or something like that he wanted to be like that. Like, well, is it going to be in it? And then like cheers as, It's like it coming over the skyline of a planet or something like that. But anyway, the more the interesting thing to me, because that did seem kind of like a given, was that they had a picture of them constructing X-wings in the background, and to the untrained eye, it just seems like whatever type of X-wing.
Untrained eye.
But if you catch it, the engine design is actually completely different on them. So it seems to be some sort of advanced version of the X-wing or whatever the next, like the XB or whatever.
Yeah.
But
Makes
it
sense
looks a
with the
little bit
time.
more slick,
Time jump.
and it didn't look like they were complete by any stretch. But you can tell that the basic engine design is a little bit different. It still has the normal scissoring wings and the same basic shape to the nose of it. But I thought it was just interesting to see that they had changed something. So whether it'll end up being like Luke's special personal X-Wing, or if it's just like the new X-Wing across the board, it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, because it's X number of years later, so
Right.
you know, some changes would be expected.
Yeah. And another thing ended up popping up. Apparently, canon for Star Wars starts right now. If you want to see the very first official thing for what the real canon is, other than the extended universe, you can go to Star Wars Insider episode 150, which apparently is on shelves now. And there's a short story in there that is apparently the very first story that is canon after the films. So
So it takes place after Return of the
it
Jedi.
actually takes place during the battle on Endor. But it's the first like certified story, like this is the real deal right here.
Okay.
So I don't know why they picked that as like so maybe that's going to be a spoiler too, like they're making an awful big deal about this story. Maybe something is more important than we think in it.
Yeah. And then,
but apparently it's about a B-wing squadron, so they got me there because that's like one of my favorite ships in that entire
universe.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Shippy thingies.
Then when Rebels drops, we'll have some more canon.
Yeah, that's true. But for now, Star Wars Insider scooped the canon.
Ooh.
they
Makes sense.
The
Star
canon.
Wars Insider has the first sort of scoop.
That
seems
would
seems logical there.
Indeed. The another thing that I saw that I thought was really interesting was that they had released the 2 more casting announcements for the.
All right, to what other 2 guys did they hire?
No, actually, this is 2 ladies.
What?
Yes.
Internet, go mad! Not now.
Lupita Nyong'o and Gwendolyn Christie will be added to the cast.
So for those who are out there listening that are scratching their heads,
Lupita Nyong'o just recently received the Oscar for Best Supporting Actress or Actor in female actor in from 12 Years a Slave, and Gwendolyn Christie is Brienne of Tarth from Game of Thrones.
I hear they're both quite fetching.
They see, the publicity shots that they put out for them, they're attractive people.
Yeah, I remember George R.R. Martin saying when they cast her for Brienne, like, she's too pretty for Brienne. And then when they got her in the gear and the no makeup and everything, I think it was like, all right.
Tussled up or messed up her hair a little bit and so on.
Yeah.
I think also like changing posture and stuff like that probably goes a long way.
And then
she plays it to the hilt too. She does not act girly in any stretch.
She's quite good. And then when she's next to the other actresses who are done up and look very nice, it's a very good contrast between. See now, okay, I was thinking about this. I remember when we had the discussion about when we talked about all the cast and everyone was complaining, there's only one, new female lead,
I think they're over-representing women now.
Dang it! No, you took my point. No. Well, what I forgot that I'll bring up now, which it sort of fits, is like, so I recently, a few weeks ago, like rewatched The Desolation of Smaug, right?
Right, yeah.
And, there's a new, like, created female character
Right.
for Desolation of Smaug.
Mm-hmm.
This is The Hobbit, because, that series, Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, not really filled with the ladies.
Not many.
Right.
Of them.
Mostly guys,
Mhm.
pretty much.
Well, wait, secret for the next movie that I'm exposing right here.
Oh,
There's 2 dwarf characters that are actually female.
well,
Yeah.
there's some dead ones. When they go in the room, and they have the dwarf bodies. They're like, oh, there's some female dwarves.
No, I mean like the core group. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, hey.
Actually female.
Maybe it's the
Beards
armies
and all.
battles.
Right.
Yeah, these ones didn't have beards, the dead ones, but maybe the hair fell off. I don't know.
It happens quickly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my, like, what's going on internet is here Peter Jackson creates this, I think, a pretty badass female character for a series that's
Right.
very lacking in female characters, and the internet goes insane. What? You're creating this character who doesn't exist in the book. Oh, that's so dumb. Now we look at Star Wars. What? There's only one female character. I don't understand you, internet. Here is Peter Jackson. He's created an awesome female character for you. You bitch and complain. J.J. Abrams hires, one. He doesn't do enough. Oh, where are all the females? I don't understand.
You see,
I don't understand.
You see, the internet is made up of multiple people.
I don't get it. I don't get.
So it can
nerds and us,
go
like-
right.
But it just seems like it's a lot of the same people, like, complaining on one end. Like, wait, what?
But you just
Like,
complained about the other thing like
Yeah.
5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's-
I suspect that like a lot of the fervor over the inclusion of the new character for Desolation of Smaug was that she wasn't part of the story at all, not part of any part of the novels or
Right. What was the elf from the original trilogy? What was her name? The Tyler
oh yeah.
Eowyn.
Well, yeah, like she was barely a character in the books, right?
She was there, but her role got
greatly expanded her role
Right.
for the movies,
Mhm.
Right.
which was another thing people complained about.
Yeah.
I suspect it has more to do with the complaining is very much the people that are like this isn't the book. This isn't the book, and that's as far as like like they can't get past the fact that it has the name of this thing, but it isn't the same as this thing, and it's like, and I understand that I have been through that as well, but then.
But you've realized that's stupid.
It dawned on me that
dawned at me the stupidity of it all.
Wait a minute.
It's like after a while, it's like you start to realize that it becomes apparent that a movie and a book literally cannot be the same thing. Like you cannot turn a novel into a movie, and the same way you cannot turn a graphic novel into a movie. Despite the fact that they have tried, it does not translate directly. You
might come closer with a TV series, but you're never going to be able to do it with a movie.
Yeah, like they are two distinct, different art forms. They can be informed by the other, they can be inspired by the other, but they cannot be the same thing. And
although
it's just not enough time.
Although
mm-hmm.
I'll throw a loop at you.
It
doesn't work for us.
Okay.
But Sin City, we're not that big of fans. You liked it.
I did.
Right.
That is like, here's the graphic novel, here's the
that's
movie.
true.
Like, it is almost to like, wow.
It's that one.
How much stuff is missing in that one?
Mostly it's the panel lines, like the
one thing that you wouldn't want.
Yeah, the obviously motion, adjusting for camera angles and physics and stuff like that. Like you can draw things that are 100% impossible.
But as far as storyline, did they actually chop anything?
Not too much. The
Characters?
I think they just at worst I think they like molded one or two together, but like a lot of the and maybe like trimmed some of the dialogue to make it fit like the film a little bit better. But near as I can tell, it's that one's probably one of the truest to the original source material as you can get.
Yeah, they like went for that style.
Yeah.
Hardcore.
And in that, whether you liked it or not, I think it was successful at what it was trying to do, which was mimic the style of the comics really closely.
Yeah.
300 also has is sort of like that. It's a different take on the same idea, but it's again closer to the original artwork. But even then, like there's still differences between the two of them. Like
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that one better at least. So you
Yeah.
got me there.
but
Frank
even
Miller.
then, like there's still just the fundamental difference between a static image on a page and a motion picture. Like even then, you're gonna like come up with translation struggles no matter what.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah, I think more with the Sin City, it definitely like, at least for me, the style fit the graphic novel better than taking like the exact sort of feel of it and putting it on film.
yes,
And not sort of molding it a little differently. Like they just kind of took it exactly as is and threw it on to film. And
Yeah.
for some it worked, for others it didn't. So.
yeah, and it like as an exercise in filmmaking, I think it's fantastic for that. And I agree, and I can see people that stylistically aren't as enthused by that particular thing, but I found that they did a really good job of making really striking visuals, which is interesting.
Yeah, definitely the visuals were cool.
Yeah.
To me, it was just the dialogue.
Yeah. Usually
And
they
the-
tweak the dialogue really heavy for movie stuff just because it comes off completely different from a comic book page than when somebody actually says the words.
Yeah, it's not unlike the complaints about George Lucas's scripts. Like you can write this, but you can't say it.
Right.
Yeah. Which gets us back to Star Wars.
Nicely done.
Very nice. There was news too about another one of the standalones. One of
Oh,
the
right, yeah.
directors, I believe the Chronicle director,
Yeah.
is now doing. So they're definitely getting on the ball with Star Wars movies. There's going to be like
A lot of them, which is kind of cool in a way because like we've been so long without one. It's like
yeah, it'll be good. Boy, between it's like that and Marvel, like Disney is just like
yeah.
okay, right, we're getting this on schedule, like
They weren't making quite enough money off of Marvel.
Yeah, or their princess line, so they decided to bring this one into.
well, I mean, and it seems like a smart thing too, where maybe, as the comic book, like to not oversaturate it and kind of, we have Star Wars to kind of mix into it too, so it's not just like comic book movie,
Yeah.
like here's a
Yeah.
comic book Star Wars, like kind of
Well,
Star
starting to
Wars,
throw-
princess comic book.
Yeah.
Princess comic book.
well,
Live
yeah,
action
and
fairy tales, Star Wars comic.
I think it was like that last itch that needed scratching too from like the fanboy side of things because
yeah,
we've done all of the biggies at this point. It seems like I mean I can't think of anything now
Yeah,
that they're
'cause-
doing more Star Wars.
Right, like
because they hit
series.
Star Trek.
Mhm.
We've done a couple of those. They're gonna do the third one, so
Right, Star Wars and
Heck, they even did Ender's Game. That's like a
Mhm.
big thing.
yeah.
I mean, not they, but you know.
but it's been done. Yeah, and then Superman got rebooted. Batman's being rebooted again. That's a different issue, but yeah, they have kind of like started compiling a lot of the pop culture stuff back into nice modern aesthetics.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how well incorporating some of these less popular characters into these spectrums will end up working, like the Doctor Strange stuff. I'm interested to see how they'll pull it off, but I am terrified of what sort of costume they'll come up with for that character. I mean,
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how far they stick to Stranko's artwork, which like reproducing that on screen would be quite the feat, because like his page layouts for some of those comics were just really, really intense. Like,
Oh, okay.
like you could definitely tell they came out of the 70s and early 80s, because of the lot of bending space and time, and like multiple like images through the drawings of the characters through like a single panel, which takes up like 3/4 of the page, and then like other things going on in the other. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like it fits.
Well, here's something that doesn't bend your mind and fry it. It's simple and it's easy. If you're an animal lover and you want to help homeless animals find their forever homes, but say you got limited time to volunteer, you can join San Jose Animal Advocates, a local nonprofit that is building a community network to help find loving foster and forever homes for pets and local shelters. With your help, we can save countless animals. All it takes is a few clicks, and you can share their stories with your network of friends. It's easy. Join them at sjanimaladvocates.org or look for them on Facebook. Yeah, not that there wasn't a lot of pressure on episode 7, but with them planning all these Star Wars movies, in advance, like there's a lot of pressure on that to
perform at the box office.
Because, if they can't get this sort of flagship movie, rolling, and do well, it's going to be trouble for.
Yeah, it'll definitely raise some questions about what the others, and I don't know, maybe one of these side movies might like just knock it out of the park and put the whole thing back on track. But I don't know. It's gonna be crazy times to see what it's gonna turn out to be. Like this, we've been waiting for one for so long now that is not, one of the prequels or the re-edits of the originals.
I just outright dismissed the idea that it would ever even happen, to be honest. Like, I was thinking, like, maybe if his kids got into any of that sort of stuff, it might happen when I'm, like, super aged or something like that. But, yeah, I think everybody who has invested any time in learning anything about Lucas was completely and totally blown away by him selling off Star Wars. It just was completely out of character for him, and it does open up like this entire realm all over again. And it makes me wonder too if there's any way for it to fail, sort of. Like, how bad would it have to be that it would derail everything? Because it would have to be really, really bad, in my view. Because the last movies had issues, but they still did very well, and they still they built the universe in a way that people liked a lot.
Yeah, most people who were Star Wars fans, even if they didn't care for the prequels, they still stayed Star Wars fans.
Right. Yeah. And they grudgingly end up liking certain characters or whatnot from those movies as well. Yeah. So yeah, in my view, it's almost impossible for it to fail, especially under Abrams. But we'll see. It could. The thing that I'm afraid of at this point is, since he's going to the sort of retro puppetry direction, I hope he doesn't go too far on it. Because one of the photos that did get released that apparently threw him into a fervor or whatnot was like a giant pig beast thing. And they even had reports about how many people it took to run the thing and everything. And it sounds impressive and everything, but it looks a little odd. So it'll be interesting to see how well it carries off being spliced into a film. Because I know you can get away with just about any crazy thing if you just handle the camera angles right to build up to it and everything.
Yeah.
But But yeah, especially when it's just laid out in an image, I can sort of understand why Abrams would be perturbed.
Yeah.
It's like, I already had the shot picked out. I was going to start with a snout and like slowly move down it and reveal how large it was. Mm-hmm. Now it can't do any of that. Everybody knows exactly what it looks like.
This was the Sith Lord.
Right.
But yeah,
it wields dual lightsabers with his nostrils.
yeah. As long as he can nail the fun, I think it should do well. Because obviously, it's not going to please everyone. Because you can't, and this is just the day and age of who we are. You can't please everyone, but. As long as it's fun.
The thing that I have high hopes for is that, especially with Abrams, how he handled the Star Trek movies, he definitely made them into just action movies with a Star Trek. Like, it still feels like Star Trek, but it's at its core an action movie. Mm-hmm. So I'm interested to see how he handles Star Wars with that same filter on it.
He's going to do the exact opposite, because where Star Wars was more action,
I hope.
He's going to flip it now. It's like a drama with a little bit of action.
Because, I think we can agree most of the drama was like the weakest stuff in the last Star Wars movies. So
it's you're like sand.
Yeah, and we're gonna end it on sand. So that's gonna do it for the show this week. Coming up next, the Pre-Funk Show. Stick around for some music. Less talk, more music. Probably what you're waiting for.
Stuff.
Less talk, more rock.
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
Rock and funk. Anyway.
And dancing and just generally all around good stuff. So anyway, have a great weekend. We'll be back hopefully next week.
Yeah.
It depends. We're starting to get in towards that summer schedule and stuff's going on. So just stick to where, Caleb?
If you want to find us, you can find us on Facebook. Do a search for Robots Attack, 2 words, or facebook.com/Robots Attack Show. Or you can find us on Twitter. Our handle is Robots Attack Me. It's all one word. And then there is old email at robotsattackshow@gmail.com. And finally, the one place to rule them all, the one place to find everything that you want to know about what we do here, that's robotsattack.me. Links back out to everything I described in the social world, and it has the
bits and bytes,
the bits, and the archived episodes. Man, my brain's like totally like stuttered, and
that's okay.
Mm-hmm. We made it work. It's still good.
But yeah, definitely check out the archived episodes. We enjoyed making them, and we definitely hope you enjoy viewing them,
listening to them. There is a way to view them. Some of them are on YouTube. But please comment and be involved. We would love to have more interaction with you, our listeners.
All right, that's going to do it. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next week. Take it easy. Stick around. Pre-Funk Show.
Raccoon, Barada, Mixto.